I get down. Everything is just spectacular. This is just really hard. I should not have done that. There's actually not any water. Just another day. The Hayduke trying to kill me. That's all tomorrow's problem. I just went through the deep spot. Where the fuck is the trail? Bam! My shoe is floating down. I fucking hate this canyon. I just saw a dead horse. Obstacle 1048 for the day. And I spoke too soon. Holy fucking hell. Sat in my room and I feel like I just ate all day long. There's people everywhere. I am not going to be going that way. Trying to hitch. Almost stepped on this guy. Nankoweap Trailhead. So I just left Tropic at noon. It's Friday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I got some chips. You know, I'm going up in elevation here into Bryce Canyon National Park. And the temperatures have dropped for this weekend. A chance of snow showers today. The low, I mean, it's like 50 right now. The low is gonna be 25. And I'm gonna be camping at 8,000 feet. So it'll probably be even colder. Oh, so okay. When I got to Willis Creek, I was taking a break and a day hiker came down and we started talking and she was about to turn around and I asked her, you know, if I'd just join her hiking back to the trailhead about a couple miles through the Willis Creek Narrows, and we chatted and had a lot in common and got to the trailhead. She offered me some snacks and offered me to take me into town, but I was like, you know, I don't need to get into town this early. I was planning on camping another night. And so she took me to get my food cache and then to a dispersed camping site that she had been camping at. And then she took me into Tropic the next day, said goodbye to her. And then surprisingly, another fellow Hayduker came into town that I had met in Hanksville, Adrian. And so we had dinner together, and so that was nice to be able to spend time and share some meals with people in town because I was expecting to be by myself. So yeah, essentially had 2 zeros because I didn't have to hike into Hitch. So Wednesday was a 0, and then Thursday sat in my room and I feel like I just ate all day long. So the whole plan was to do get in the park and do the under the rim trail, but since they had a heavier snow year, so far no other Haydukers, I don't think they've all like bypassed the park because of that. Obviously I'm a little bit later than some of them, so I was hoping that it would be okay by the time I got here. They like have an advisory for under the rim trail, but it's like I need to know the exact conditions. Fourth National Park, Bryce Canyon. It's trying to spit some snow. Well, I am now on the rim trail. I took the Queen Gardens trail up to here. I did end up seeing a backcountry ranger, so I was able to ask him about the conditions for the under the rim trail and then the Riggs spring trail. They just don't really have reports of the Riggs spring one, and lower down on the under the rim trail, he believes there's still quite a bit of snow because it's at 8,600 feet. So I'm gonna keep on with my original plan of doing the Grandview. I'll talk more about it later. There's people everywhere.
In as much as I want it to take in sometimes.
Yeah.
So like,
Well,
I'm
being
switching back and forth.
this one, yeah, I have it in my tail pocket for the same reason.
Get out of my head, you are me.
Well, I am officially on the Under the Rim Trail here in Bryce Canyon National Park, and I left all the visitors back up on the rim. I'm gonna stay on this for a while, and then I'm going to get on the Grandview Trail in the Dixie National Forest. Just take the Grandview Trail instead of having to deal with snow. It parallels, so it's not like it's really any less or more miles. Obviously, I wanted to do the whole Under the Rim Trail, and you know, the original route actually didn't even come up this high into Bryce Canyon. It was gonna cut over from Willis Creek where I stopped, but you know, people do the Bryce Canyon extension by going up to Tropic and then hiking from Tropic into the park. So I always knew I wanted to do that. It's beautiful here in Bryce Canyon, just really gorgeous with the orange rock. You can see the trail goes down there. This area is called the Hat Shop. Hat Shop Hoodoos. So this is a good way to show how, I believe that's Rainbow Point down there, and that's about 9,000 feet, and as you can see there's still snow, and this is the north facing side, so it doesn't look like much, but when you're on the trail, like, that's difficult to get through. So that is why I am not going to be going that way. I'm on the Grandview Trail in Dixie National Forest, but it's just right outside the park. So I'm looking right at the park, and the Under the Rim Trail is just over there. Look at this other cabin I just found. I mean, I didn't find it. It's on the map. There's cows all around. So I thought maybe I'd camp over here. Unless it's haunted. Look at this place. Oh wow, there's actually like stuff in here. Here's Highway 89. I got a food cache up here because originally was not planning on trying to hitch into Kanab. Obviously it's only been a few days since I was in Tropic, but it being like the last stretch before the Grand Canyon, and that's gonna be really intense with some really long carries. Trying to hitch into Kanab. It's a busy road, it's Highway 89. I didn't think it would be a difficult hitch, but I've had a lot of cars pass. It's not the best spot. Where are those people that I just passed me? It's not the best spot because it's like a hill and they're going 65 miles an hour. But there is this turnoff right here. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll give it a shot. So this is, I guess, upper Buckskin Gulch. So just south of Highway 89. It turns into the Slot Canyon, you know, like further south of here from like Wire Pass Trailhead. That's the popular part. Most people hike into the Slot Canyon there, and it's, I believe, like, you know, one of the more dangerous hikes to do, because if you got caught in a flash flood in there, like, you would die. And I believe it's also one of the longest Slot Canyons in the world. I hiked it back in 2015, up to the Paria River and then up the river. So, and that's where I encountered the flash flood. So I'll put a tab to send you to that video to check that out. Got to Kanab on Monday. It took me about 40 minutes to get a hitch. Got a ride in a schoolie, my first schoolie ride. Checked in my hotel at 3, the motel, and literally met 2 other Haydukers right there at the entrance and hung out with them for the rest of the night. Got dinner and, you know, talked trail and talked about what's coming up and what people are doing to bypass the snow still on the North Kaibab, and alternates. And so he was able to share some files that I was able to upload to Gaia, and, you know, really great. And then they left the next morning, and I decided to take a 0 because why not? It's kind of like my last opportunity to. And I also had to take care of my Grand Canyon permits. So I tried calling them 7 times. Ended up over like the course of a couple hours. Emailed them because then I got worried that I wouldn't be able to get in touch with them. And then finally on the 8th time, when I was at the laundromat, I got a hold of somebody and was able to change my permit, push back the dates a few days, and then change some campsites because the North Kaibab is closed. Which, I mean, they had sent me, you know, a couple emails about that and having to alter my permits and stuff. And so I'm just super grateful how easy it was to be able to do that, and how accommodating they were. Yeah, hung out, ate pizza buffet, and then my new friend that I met before Tropic, she was still in the area, and so she came out to Kanab. I've just been really looking out. Like, obviously on the trail I've been by myself and haven't had the social interaction, but every town so far it's like I've been with other people. So it's kind of wild how that keeps working out. The next few days are kind of exciting. You know, I'm going through some really cool areas, and then I hit the Arizona Trail terminus where almost a year to the day I was there last year. And then at Jacob Lake, which, you know, kind of feels nostalgic for me because I had a really nice time there last year with my fellow hikers on the Arizona Trail. So, and then I have another food cache, and then it gets serious, getting into the, bypassing the snow and getting into the canyon. So, and then that'll be rough until I get to the south rim.
It's nice to have it be a little warmer again. The last week and a half or so it feels.
Well, I just got out of Buckskin Gulch and I ran into 2 more haydukers. So been hiking with them for the past, well, for most of the day, or half the day since I started. So that was a surprise. And yeah, I've been great talking with them, and probably camping at the same spot up here. So should hang out with them for the rest of the night. So it's been a really good day. Look where I am. This is the northern terminus of the Arizona Trail. There's the monument I took my picture at. I was here basically a year ago. So excited to be back on a trail, and on one of my favorite trails, the Arizona Trail. After having an amazing day yesterday and night, hanging out with the new haydukers I met and their friend from the PCT. We just stayed up chatting till late and cowboy camped there at the State Line Campground. And then I'll get to Jacob Lake soon. I'm not sure if I'll get there today, but definitely in the morning. Coming from down there. That's Utah. This is Arizona. Almost stepped on this guy. Pretty. Oh, this is one of the Arizona trailheads with the beautiful signs that they have. Just gorgeous. So I'm up here somewhere. That's the North Rim, y'all. Isn't that nuts? It's day 40, I think. Still on Buffalo Ranch Road, the Kanab bypass, since there's still snow on May, what's today, 13th, on the Arizona Trail on the Kanab Plateau. So everybody's been doing this bypass to get to Nankoweap, to drop down into the canyon. Met some Arizona Trail hikers in Jacob Lake. Nice Canadian woman who's hiking the trail gave me and a fellow hayduker that I just met at Jacob Lake a ride to this road. So it was really hot yesterday, super exposed out here. There's like no shade. It's beautiful, and you see the snow up on the North Rim. Made it to Nankoweap Trailhead. Just waited out the storm and looked behind me. Look how dark that is. I ended up taking about a 3-hour break. 2, 3, 4, yeah, I guess so. Doesn't feel like it was 3 hours, but I had like 1 bar of service, so I was able to read some articles and started an audiobook. There's the canyon. So I thought I was climbing up, but I guess I have to go down first, and then I'm going up that, and then I'll go down to the river from there. So, first view of the canyon. This is so gorgeous. So I'm gonna be dropping like 4,000 to 5,000 feet. I came from up that way. I don't know where to go now.
It's round a few miles.
I'm so grateful. Here's a sketchy descent. Look what I just found.